Well, it is the last official work day of the week, today being Friday, the 11th day in the month of September. September is the 9th month of the year, and of course it is the year 2020. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on the platform. This is the pinnacle of all discussions right here on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. Well, this is still a part of the morning show where we take a look at critical issues as it affects our dear nation, Nigeria, and also as it affects our dear state, ABIA state. The pinnacle of all discussions, it is the platform, and of course today is Friday. Welcome once again. My name is Michael Oni. This program runs on Monday, on Wednesday, and on Friday for the week. So welcome once again. Today we are going straight to look at some issues as it affect ABIA state, the God's own state. It's no longer news, but for those of you that are hearing it for the first time, ABIA state will hold a local government election in December this year. A date has been fixed, and of course interested political parties will start visiting the office of the commission from September 14. That's a Monday, to pick interest forms. The ABIA State Independent Electoral Commission has scheduled to hold local government election. That's on Saturday, 19th of December 2020. This was announced by the chairman of the commission, Professor Mkpa, during a meeting with leaders of the registered political parties in the state. The meeting was held at the Michael Opera Auditorium. He said interested political parties should visit the office of the commission from September 14, that's Monday next week, to pick interest forms. He announced that the election will hold in all the 17 local government areas and then 292 wards of the state for the positions of chairman and the councillors. I'm going to quote Professor now. Political parties that are interested in participating in the polls should visit the office of the commission from Monday 14th to Friday 18th September to obtain the detailed timetable, while the date of collection of forms for candidates will be communicated to the parties later. Party leaders are to ensure that the prevailing relevant COVID-19 protocols are observed throughout the period leading to the polls, and assured that the commission on its part will ensure that polls comply with COVID-19 safety protocols. The professor urged parties to ensure all candidates to be presented meet requirements to avoid disqualification by the commission. We're going to weigh in on that this morning. Of course, we will be talking to Professor later on this morning on the program. But, elections determine who is in power, but they do not determine how power is used. That's according to Paul Collier. That quote is a reflection of a British development economist in one of his works titled The Bottom Billionaire: Why Poorest Countries are Failing, and What Can Be Done About It. But the digestion of the book, of course, brought the conclusion on one of the major reasons why hardcore development eludes local communities, and of course development still a mirage in many parts of the country's urban settlement. And if there is any electioneering exercise that is supposed to be fairest, untainted, and uninfluenced representation of the people's will, then nothing can be far from saying it should be the local government elections. You will agree with me. As a matter of fact, researches have shown that 95% of local government elections held in Nigeria can be best regarded as an exercise that were put up merely to satisfy the constitutional requirement of having elected chairmen, thus qualifying the whole exercise as a mere formality or a charade. But as the creation of the Constitution, Section 7, Subsection 1 of the Nigeria's 1999 Constitution guarantees a system of local government by democratically elected councils, and going by that provision of the Constitution, the provision clearly states that the system of local government by democratically elected local government council is under this Constitution guaranteed, and accordingly the government of every state shall, subject to Section 8 of the Constitution, and ensure that existence under a law which provides for establishment, structure, composition, finance of such councils. Of course, I think we have Professor now online to talk to us this morning. We shall be speaking with Professor. We shall be speaking with some representatives of parties also in Abia State as well. Okay, we shall be speaking with the chairman of the commission, Professor Mkpa. We shall be speaking with Reverend Augustine EHIEMERE, a member of that's the chairman of the All Progressive Ground Alliance in Abia State. We shall be speaking with Mr. BENEDICT GODSON also, and also the Young People's Party representative, and also a member of the PDP, Allwell Okere, just all this morning. So, like I was saying, the compounding questions that are okay. Hello. Mr. BENEDICT GODSON. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Ben GODSON, can you hear me? Good morning.
Hello.
Mr. Ben GODSON, can you hear me? Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Oh, great. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you clearly.
Oh, that's great. You're welcome to the platform. You're live on Flow 94.9 FM. My name is Michael Oni. Yes, it's no longer news that there is a date for the elections. That's talking about the local government election, rather, in Abia State. That will take place later this year. That's December 19. Your party, Mr. BENEDICT GODSON, that's the APC. Your party initially kicked against.
I'm the APC Public Secretary, not APC.
Yes, Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress in Abia State. I know that. Your party initially kicked against the appointment of Professor Mkpa as the Absiec chairman. You actually threatened to boycott the election. So have you changed your mind?
Okay, thank you very much. APC believe in democracy. We believe in democracy, not autocracy. And the election you're talking about, we called for the election. If you can remember, we actually called for the election because the election was overdue or is overdue. So we called for it. Yes, we did that. But I want to tell you, we are going to participate in the election. But we want democracy to be carried along because our problem, the clause there is Absiec. Absiec is the problem. Absiec should come out as an electoral body. You know, we don't believe you sit somewhere and prepare this thing. We will participate if actually they are ready to conduct election. We believe in democracy. Yeah, we believe in democracy. That's it.
You're saying it and you're confirming it that APC will participate in the local government elections in Abia State. Hello, Mr. Ben. Hello. Okay, I think we have Mr. BENEDICT GODSON back now. Hello, can you hear me, Mr. Ben?
I can hear you.
Oh, great. Unfortunately, we had issues with the network a couple of minutes ago. Now, are you saying that APC will participate in the local government election come December 19?
Yes, APC will participate, but we must say, we must be specific. We are begging, we are asking us of right. They should be democratic because, the man that was appointed, Professor Mkpa, I would say we don't have confidence in, but we are ready because we have the crowd, we have the population. If you look at APC now, APC have all, when you talk about politicians in Abia who have the interests of Abians attached, we have them. So we have the crowd, we have the population to win election. But what we demand is free and fair election. We must play it as democracy, not autocracy, where people sit there, come out and vote, and their vote will be counted for them. That's all aspects.
Okay, talking about the state commission, that's the Independent Electoral Commission, what exactly would you have wanted the state government and the commission to put in place to ensure a free and fair election?
What we say is that they know what they use for election and all the materials, everything needed for election. They should put all those things in place and make the place independent. That is why it's called Independent Electoral Commission. Not a situation why the title is independent, but it's not independent from the state government. I can tell you. So they know what can be used for. While we are begging and asking security agents to do their work the way it's supposed to be, I can assure you, if we go to the poll, we will win the election all over.
Okay, Mr. Benedict Godson, the issue you had was having Professor leading that commission, and now you've changed your mind. What led to you changing your mind? I mean, the party, as APC as a party, changing her mind, and also saying, well, we are ready to go to the polls.
Readiness for election. Yeah, well, the issue of the professor, I think, is not the problem. The problem is the readiness for the election and being independent from the government. That is the issue at the moment. We are no more discussing professor, because even if we discuss it now, it can't hold water. It has been done. So we are talking about the readiness of the election and the challenging the credibility of the chairman and the commission members. That's the major problem there. So that is
okay, just before I let you go this morning, Mr. Ben, are you comfortable with the slated date for the election?
No problem. Even if they want to put it today, we are ready. We have all it takes. We have all the structure on ground. I can tell you. The only thing we need, that democracy should prevail. And in the ABIA State Independent Electoral Commission should be independent per se from the government, not to be a department of government at the election date and the election. That is what we want. We are ready. This afternoon we are ready. Tomorrow morning we are ready, because we have all it takes to win the election.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Benedict Godson, the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressive Congress. That's the party, ABIA State Chapter of the party. Thank you very much for being part of the program this morning, the platform.
All right. Thanks. You're welcome, Michael.
All right. That's APC's position concerning the local government election in Abia State slated for December 19. That's on a Saturday. So, of course, I was about raising some compounding questions, of course, which some persons are probing, why Nigerian state governors particularly always fake to be Democrats in court. Can a true Democrat be someone who does not allow the will of the majority to prevail? Of course, these are some of the questions, and of course, the independence of some of these states' electoral commission. Of course, for the purpose of precision, I will at this juncture cite some states as examples of where local government elections were held, just like every other state. I'm going to list them, but we have a professor joining us now. Great that we have the chairman of the commission. Hello, good morning to you, Professor. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
Oh, that's great. You're welcome to the platform. Thank you, Professor, for making out time to speak to us this morning out of your tight schedule. Before we look at your readiness for the council polls, Professor, so many of the opposition members kicked against your appointment, saying that you're a card-carrying member of the PDP. We would want to know your reaction to this.
Well, I don't know where they got the information from. Before I was appointed, I wasn't any card-carrying member of any party. They had gone to my ward at Abereba, precisely NWOKO ward, and searched through the register all the documents that they have. They didn't see my name there. That was long before I was sworn in. I think they had an inkling that I was going to be sworn in, and people went ahead of my appointment to investigate, unknown to me. They didn't see my name on any of those documents. The fact that I served in several capacities in the state does not make me a card-carrying member of any party. When I served as a commissioner for education, I didn't belong to any party. I was appointed on my own merit. When I served as the vice chancellor of the university, I contested among several others, and by God's special grace, I was appointed. And after that, as SSG. The sitting governor said he saw the excellent performance by me as a vice chancellor, and therefore he wanted me to replicate that ingenuity in the office of the SSG. So that was the basis of my appointment. Not because I was a card-carrying member. In fact, it was because I was not a card-carrying member, because he said specifically to me that he knew that if he threw it open for discussion by the party members, that many of them would argue that I was not a member. I didn't join them in the campaigns, I didn't do this and I didn't do that, and therefore I was not going to be appointed SSG. So I wasn't appointed SSG because I was a card-carrying member of the party, but purely as a technocrat whose competence the sitting governor thought was necessary for the smooth and successful running of his administration. But we're in a democracy and people are free to make comments.
Okay.
People are free to make comments. That's the beauty of democracy. And the duty of the press is to clarify the issues. And that's why I thank you for what you're doing, giving me the opportunity to explain to people what the true situation is. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Professor. We're only doing our job. Sir, some persons are saying that it could be un-Nigerian for the ruling party not to clear the polls in recent local government elections that we've seen, of course, in some states. Would it be different in Abia State?
Only a magician or a prophet can predict what will happen before it does happen. And I think that the duty of every party is to vote, not just to vote, but to defend their votes. And it is traditional for people who lose elections to shout foul play, foul play, foul play. It's normal in this country and elsewhere. I can't predict what the mood of the people would be. And that's why my advice is people to go to the polls and slug it out. The chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission will not be in the polling booths. His duty is to announce the results as certified and verified and presented to him. So that's why I say people should go and vote and defend their votes. Because I have discussed with my commissioners and they all know that the elections have to be credible, that there's got to be a level playing ground for all political parties, that there isn't going to be any favoritism for anybody. And therefore, that's what the situation is. So if any person or persons or party or parties would fail to do their homework and they want to blame their failure on the Absiec, I would say right away that will not be fair to Absiec. And I advise that people should do the right thing. I assure everybody that there's going to be a level playing ground. Yesterday when I unveiled the program, people were asking me similar questions as you are asking now.
Okay.
And I said exactly what I have said. There's going to be a level playing ground for everybody. People should go slug it out in the polls and defend their votes so that you don't blame anything on Absiec. We'll merely be doing our duty as impartial Absiec judges. Thank you.
All right, we still have more questions for you. In case you're joining, it is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow 94.9 FM with Michael Oni. And of course, we're speaking with the chairman of the ABIA State Independent Electoral Commission, Professor Mkpa. Of course, it's no longer news. Of course, in case you're just hearing it, there will be local government election in this state, ABIA State, on the 19th of December 2020. Now, Professor, what plans do you have to, first of all, inspire confidence in all the parties to participate in the process and also encourage the voters to cast their ballots?
Thank you very much. I think that part of what we are doing now is a step in that direction. We want to assure all political parties that there will be a level playing ground. We want to assure them that there will be fair play. My commissioners already know this.
Okay.
Now, people are encouraged to go and vote. You see, when people fail to vote, sometimes it's a defeatist attitude. If somebody thinks that he doesn't have all it takes to win, such a person might decide to pull out and then blame his or her action on the lack of confidence on Absiec. I encourage everybody, I encourage all political parties to go ahead and vote. In doing so, they should adhere strictly to the COVID convention and protocols. They should do so without fear of any unwholesome thing happening to them, because there will be security all over the places to make sure that there is no violence. We'll ensure that everybody who comes out is protected. We'll ensure that there will be no infringement on any person's rights or privileges. We'll ensure that elections are done the way they ought to be done. You see, what is the fear? What is the threat? We constitute the threat. The individuals, the party members constitute the threat. Our thinking is that if anybody believes that he is not going to make it, he begins to foment trouble in order to ensure a cancellation or that kind of a thing. You disparage the activities of Absiec. That will not be tolerated. I believe Abians are orderly people, they are disciplined people, and I want us to carry that discipline into the polling booths and do the thing the way we want to do them. I believe, and as I said yesterday, Absiec needs all the prayers by all and sundry. We need all the prayers for success. If God has destined that I am going to be the chairman of a given local government area, I don't think that any human being is greater than God. So while we pray to God, we as human beings must come out and vote. Unless you vote, God will not see a platform on the basis of which to act to enthrone you as chairman or councillor. But if there's a self-defeatist attitude, in which case you surrender even before you go to the war front, you don't blame God. So I want to encourage all political parties to show up and be disciplined, be orderly, so that the elections will come and go in a very peaceful manner. Thank you very much.
Okay, Professor, there was a time the issue of funding was on the front burner concerning local government elections in Abia State. And of course, we want to know, do you have you been supported financially to conduct this local government election in Abia State successfully? We will be properly funded. The governor of the state, I believe, is conscious of the centrality of the elections in bringing about their needed democracy at the third tier of government. So he
I believe that he knows, and he hasn't done anything to suggest that he doesn't know. There's nothing we've asked for that he has said he will not give to us. So I don't have any fear at all. The government is ready to fund the elections. I don't see any problem of underfunding so far.
Okay, then democracy in its true essence can be found at the grassroots. You will agree with me. And finally, just before I let you go this morning, Professor, are you really impressed with the way elections into local government areas have been carried out in the past?
You see, I delivered a lecture somewhere at some time ago at Hotel Royal Downgrade, and I presented the statistics of voter apathy all along. I think that lecture was about 2 years ago, 2018. It was disturbingly surprising that ABIA State registered the lowest in the 36 states of the Federation, plus Abuja. ABIA State registered the lowest attendance at the polling booths. The statistics revealed terrible voter apathy on our side. And in that situation, how can you blame government for non-performance when you refuse to come to cast your vote for the credible candidate of your choice? So it's not a thing that we begin today or that began yesterday. It's been like that. The trend has been like that. I don't know why. Is it? I imagine that it has to do with ignorance of the workings of government. It could also be attributed to disenchantment by the people, or a combination of all. It could also be our people think they are busy. They may also think they are business people, and therefore this governance belongs to the civil servants and to other people. But they forget that it is the policy makers that will also determine the direction of the economy. What we do in governance will propel the nature of the economy. If government tars the roads, then there will be a freer movement of goods and services. You see how government activity is affecting the economy. This is the voter education that we really need. So I think that as time goes on, we shall intensify activities in line with the need to educate our people to appreciate that they just have to show greater interest in the politics of the day. Unless we do, we will continually have ourselves to blame for whatever we see in governance. If you think that your local government chairman is not doing well, you have an opportunity to vote him out and enthrone whoever you think you have greater confidence in. This is so at all tiers of government, at all levels. So we call on our people to show greater interest and commitment in politics. Let them come out and vote. Unless they do, of course, they have themselves to blame.
Interesting.
Thank you.
All right. I want to appreciate your time this morning. I would have loved us to continue this conversation, but due to your tight schedule, I would like to release you now, Professor. But we will keep a tab on the commission, and of course, keep getting in touch with you concerning development as far as the local government election that will hold in December is concerned. Thank you very much, Professor, for speaking to us on the platform this morning.
Thank you. I sincerely appreciate your commitment.
You're welcome. All right, it is still the platform right here on Flow 94.9 FM, and of course we've been speaking with the chairman of the commission that is responsible for conducting local government elections in the state. Of course, the election will run in all the 17 local government areas, and of course, there are over 200 wards for the positions of councillors also. That's 292 wards in Abia State. I'm talking about Abia State Independent Electoral Commission, and we've been speaking with the chairman of the commission, Professor Mkpa. Just before we spoke with the professor, we had the publicity secretary of the APC joined us. Of course, we need to take different parties, of course, to get their opinion concerning the date and, of course, the timeline of events that will are preceding that election that will hold later this year, December 19, 2020. It is the pinnacle of all discussions. We still need to speak to some other parties before I throw the lines open for your contribution. This morning, I think we have Reverend Augustine EHIEMERE of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, and also a representative of the Young People's Party, that's the YPP, and also a member of the PDP, Allwell Okere, who will be speaking to us later on. But you heard Professor actually say that he's ready for a free and fair election, while also condemning the high rate of voter apathy. It means that large number of people, large number of electorates are not participating in the electoral process by coming out to vote and exercise their franchise, especially in election data. And according to the statistics, according to Professor, Abia State is leading, and that's not a good one. Okay, let's head back to the discussion. We have Reverend Augustine EHIEMERE this morning, the chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, joining us on the platform. You're welcome. Good morning to you, Reverend.
Good morning, and how are you?
I'm fine. Welcome to the platform on Flow 94.9 FM. How did your party receive the news of the December 19 local government election in Abia State?
Well, it is a welcome development, long expected. It is long overdue. It is what's supposed to be done to drive development, governance, and development to strive to the grassroots. All this while it has been transition chairman. I think it is something long expected.
Okay, do you have a confidence in the composition of the commission in charge of the election? There's the Abia State Independent Electoral Commission.
Well, the issue is that Prof. Mkpa promised in his address free, fair, and credible election, and that he will insist that the right thing be done, and that his hands will not be. He will not allow his hands to be tied. And coming from the academia, is a man with a high reputation, a man with a rich CV and towering personality. I'm sure he will stand by his promise and will not allow himself to be messed up. Otherwise, it will ridicule his hard-earned personality and diminish his personality. Otherwise, I will also have allowed our governor to write his name in gold with this election, by either inviting INEC to, conduct this election as Niger did. By so doing, he will write his name in gold. I believe that if otherwise, he should also, if not, he should insist that this election will not be influenced by him or his political appointees, desperate political appointees, so that something different can be done in Abia in respect of this election, and then he will write his name in gold.
All right, Reverend, just before I let you go this morning, will your party participate in the local government election?
Well, we have just had the meeting yesterday with him. It is when I make consultation with my state working committee as well as other higher personalities, stakeholders in the states and beyond, and at the national level, then we'll be able to know whether ABGA will partake in that election or not.
All right.
For now, I also know our IPAC is also a body of all political parties, and I want to believe they will have a say no matter what happens.
Okay.
So when we all meet at this level, at that level, we'll be able to come up with a decision whether we are taking part in that local council election or not.
Okay. I want to appreciate your time this morning, Reverend, for speaking to us on the platform on Flow 94.9 FM. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Now you have the position of the All Progressive Grand Alliance. You also had, you heard the position of the All Progressives Congress. We tried to reach out to other parties just before we threw the lines open this morning. It is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, right here on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. Well, we're weighing in on the election date. Abia State is gearing and they're getting ready for local government election that will take place on Saturday, 19th of December 2020. Now, let's see. We've got. Okay, I was about telling you a story, giving you examples where states local government elections were held. And it's been a business as usual of the winner takes it all. You know, in the local government elections held on the 22nd of July 2017, in all the 20 local government areas, that's in Lagos State, and also the 37 local council development areas in Lagos State. That was in 2017. The ruling party in the state, the APC, held sway with an overwhelming vote, sweeping all the local government and local council elections. While in the governorship election held on the in the governorship election held in that same state, that was in April 2015, it had APC winning 15 local governments out of the 20 local governments in the state. Let's go to Delta State also. The election between the governor of then, that was between Emmanuel of the PDP and Great Ogboru of DPP in 2011, had one winning 14 local government, that's Emmanuel and while the Great Ogboru won 11. But the local government election that was held in the state, just a moment, we have a member of the Young Progressives Party, yes, Emmanuel NWOKO, joining us on the program this morning. Hello, good morning to you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome to the platform. My name is Michael Oni. Now, we want to know, how did your party receive the news of the local government election, and what is the take of your party?
Okay, we have long expected this date. And before this year, we've been agitating for local government elections. And when it was announced by around February, we geared up to prepare for it before the COVID-19 pandemic took over the event. But we're happy that there's a new direction now in the state. And yesterday we had a meeting with Professor, which he promised to do what is needful. As young people in the state, we don't want to dance to the tune of what we used to know and the experiences we have had in the past. So what the party is ready to be part of the election.
Okay, so YPP is ready to be part of the election. There was a time members of the opposition party, some parties came together and kicked against the appointment of Professor. I don't know if your party was a member of those opposition parties that kicked against the appointment of Professor. Do you have confidence in Professor conducting a free and fair election, local government election in Abia State?
Well, everyone is entitled to his own opinion. We know that Professor have had experiences in his field before the time, and if the government has decided to appoint me, they know that he will be able to deliver. And we know that it's easier said than done. But what we want is we want a free and fair election, a level playing ground. The only thing we want that the government of the day should not hijack the election and should not even interfere with the activity of ABIA State Independent Electoral Commission. And that would help us as well. And that our security agencies should always be on their duty to do the needful. We know that elections in Nigeria, there's always a different story where people are beaten up even on the day of election.
All right. Mr. Emmanuel NWOKO, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Of course, we will keep a tab with you and also your party to know the latest concerning the local government elections as far as ABIA State is concerned. Thank you very much for being part of the platform this morning.
Yes, it is called Young Progressives
Party. I got that correctly. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I do appreciate it. Okay, now let's throw the lines open. Let's get the reactions of our listener. What do you make of the local government election? You heard Professor, of course, saying, well, we're ready. I'm ready to give ABIANs a free, fair, and credible election. But he said that you must participate. It is very important. Let's improve in the way we turn out for election, especially in ABIA State. 0808-182-6949 or 0811-605-2949. You can also drop messages on 0906-510-8289. The platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, right here on Flow 94.9 FM. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
It's Alvan. I'm calling you from Bali.
All right.
Yeah, ABIA to hold the local government election by December is a good news and it's commendable too. I must commend Governor Victor Kende as this is the second time he is, conducting a local government election. It goes to show that he is a core Democrat that believes in the grassroots politics, that believes in democracy should even be extended to the grassroots. So we are very happy he is going to come. Of course, the preparation started some time ago. It should have been it should have happened by this September, if not for this health crisis. So we are happy they are still on track. And I listened to the chairman of Absiec. He sounds, very clear. And he's now left for us and the parties to put their house in order and to participate. I think I'm happy he has encouraged that it's going to be free and fair and a level.
All right, thank you. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Ike.
All right.
First of all, thank you for this wonderful program you are holding. And I want to comment Professor Mkpa. He's a man of integrity and we believe he will deliver. And people should have confidence in what he can do. It is an election that is going to show us who is who in political history of other states. And I believe PDP will win landslide. But I want to ensure, or rather encourage every party to play safe, because it's not going to be a do-or-die affair. Neither should it be a do-or-die affair, because after the election, we'll also come together to dine as brothers and sisters. It is election for other states and not for any other state.
All right.
And if you do so, it will be a better place for us.
Thank you. Hello, good morning to you. We lost that. 0808-182-6949. 0811-605-2949. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Michael.
Yes, you're welcome to the platform.
Yes, I'm Chief Sebastian Kejuku from Imo State.
You're welcome, Chief.
What they are doing there is very, very good. We commend their effort
to
tell the people what the government have for them, mainly in terms of this local government election. We commend the effort of Dr. Okezi Bazo, because he is very, very democratic in all the approaches of his governance. He should keep it up. And we are wishing that the election will be free and fair. The election will be free and fair, so that the best candidates will win the seats, so that at last they will render the dividend of democracy to the people.
Chief.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning to you. Hello, you're live on radio. Good morning. I think we have to move on. That is not coming through. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
Thank you. My name is Okay Ugwam. I'm calling from Mkpa village in Amethyst of Feme.
All right.
Yes, I want to call with the Absiec man, Mr. Professor Ago Mkpa. I know him is a man of honesty. He's going to do well, and I'm urging all the political parties to conduct themselves, not to do or die affair. And also, I want to commend our governor for accepting to do this. There is one thing. What we are seeing there is a different thing. Our governor is a real Democrat. Has been showing us right from the pandemic how he shared everything, make sure that the dividends of democracy go to the poor people. So I commend him. He's a good man. And let him continue like this. He's going to write. He has already written his name in the book.
All right.
So let him continue.
Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Charles from Mumbai here.
Okay, Charles.
Yes, let me start by telling our honorable professor that his defense of not being a card-carrying member of PDP doesn't hold water. The issue is, even if you have sympathy for a particular group or party, once you assume the position of a father, you jettison your partisanship and embrace everybody. I want our chairman, Professor Mkpa, to remember what he stood for and what he used to tell his students and admirers worldwide, and not allow this little position to bring him down from the Olympian height he has attained. Thank you so much.
All right. Hello, good morning to you. I lost that. 0808 182 6949 0811 605 2949. The platform right here on Flow 94.9 FM. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
First of all, let me commend Flow FM.
Your name first, please.
My name is Honorable Madukokoro, the media aide to Senator Oji Ozokalo.
You're welcome, Honorable.
The game is on. Professor Mkpa. You should remember that he's a professor. And secondly, he's not only working for Nigeria, he's working for ABIA people. And there has to be questionable game on credibility. Now he has said everything about himself. I would have advised you to put Professor Mkpa on the line so that we'll ask him question. Now if he says he's going to be honest, there's no problem about that. But Professor Mkpa should know that this election will either make or mar him. There is no PDP, no APC, no SDP. It is the people of Abia State. On 19th of December, Abians must speak their mindset.
All right.
Okay, Zikpazo, the governor, we thank him for saying 19 is 19, and that 19 must be 19.
Professor.
And let us go to the post.
You, Honorable.
Thank you. Don't call me Professor.
I'm not calling you Professor.
Hello, Michael.
Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning. My name
Yes.
is Pastor Emmanuel.
All right, Pastor.
I'm
You're
calling
welcome.
from Bausi, Selangor North.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the party representatives have spoken well. Likewise, the chairman of Absiec. Yeah, Professor Mkpa Agumpa is a thorough man. And having assured Abians of credible election, I know it will be so. The issue of people not the electorate not really coming out to vote as noted by him. Yes, it's true. Yeah, but the issue is that most people who have participated in elections feel disappointed. And at the end of placing people in authority, electing those they feel they should elect, those people goes in there to do whatever they like and then bring disappointment onto them. But we pray that God would touch them this time around, that as many that will occupy the position will realize that the electorate really worked for them.
Okay.
And voted for them. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. God bless you too. And that's how far we can go this morning. I want to really appreciate my producer. Thank Samson Eze. And of course, catch the video of this program later on today on our YouTube page, Flow FM TV. Many thanks. The program returns on Monday, which will be another edition. Of course, the program runs on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. My name is Michael Oni